Okay, next up is features of effective brand names. So, effective brand names are easy to pronounce. They mustn't be difficult to say for both people in the country and those who are outside of the country of the origin of the brand. They need to be easy to recognize with your eyes. You need to be able to immediately see, oh, that's the McDonald's logo, or oh, that's the Coca-Cola logo. Also, they must be easy to remember. It's no point, it's a great name, but then people forget it over time. That's why it should usually be quite short. People remember shorter brand names better. There we go. They are short. They need to be unique. They mustn't be similar to anything that someone has seen before, so that they can easily recognize the brand name. They must describe the product in some way. They need to be related to the product. So Coca-Cola says what the product is. It's a cola something. Cola drink. Or they must describe the use, the way the product is used. Or they must describe the benefits. And they must have some form of positive connotation. It mustn't be a negative association at all. And they can reinforce what image they want to represent. So if they have a professional, sleek image, the logo and the brand must represent that professional and sleek image. And you must be able to protect them legally in different countries. Okay, so here are some examples of bad logos. I'm just going to take out my pen and I'm going to put my little thing across here and just going to clear all. So here are a few examples. As you can see, that G over there is not very clear. Right, this one is quite weird in that you have a butler who's holding up a tooth. This one, I don't know if any of you can pronounce it, but I can't. I don't even know what it says. So, Samsung is an example of a brand name that comes from, I think it's Korea, but you can say it in any language. Okay. This one is not very clear, as you can see. I think it says David Dove, but it's a bit busy, isn't it? So you need something that Bing also, what is Bing? It doesn't really make any sense. You need something that is clear, something that makes sense, and yeah, easy to pronounce. Right, so let's look at good logos. So here are some examples. As you can see, they're clear, they pop, they're bright, they're short, the words are very short, and it's easy to remember, and they're not very similar to each other. Okay? And I'm sure you recognize some of these brands. Okay, do you know what these brands are? A quick exercise. Can you determine what these brands are? Let's see, I'm going to determine them, but I'm going to give you a chance to determine them as well. So let's see if you can get it before I do. Okay, so this one is known as Island Style. It's a brand, mostly that surfing brand comes from back in my day. Okay, what is this one? This is BP's brand logo. Okay, this one is Sunlum. I'm sure you've seen that before. This one over here is another surfing brand called Rip Curl. This one over here is Nando's. And then we have the famous unicorn of clicks. This one, I believe, is Neotel. It's a type of a telecommunications company in South Africa. I think this one is called The Keg, if I'm not mistaken. It's a type of restaurant. This one over here, I have no clue. Maybe one of you know what it is. This one, I think, is Mnet. Or is it Mnet? No, it's not Mnet. It's MultiChoice, which is, I think, the DSTV. This one over here, you all know, is the Nestle birds. This one I'm not sure. It's also a satellite company. I think this one over here is Planet Fitness. This one is DreamWorks, the movie company. Over here we have Defy. You can rely on Defy. This one is YDE from the clothing company. This one over here is Mr. Delivery, I believe. This one over here we all know as the Lotto, and this one is eBucks, I think. This one I have no clue. Maybe you know. This one, of course, we know is Engine. What's this one? Does anyone know? I think I know. I can't remember. Probably something like Crown. Okay, this one over here is, of course, Old Mutual. This one I'm not sure. This is a what's it? Sun-dried fruit? Sunrise? Something sun. Nashua Mobile over there. Over here we have Spar. This one is British Airways. And then, of course, you all know Steers Flame Grilled. Alright. So I wonder how many you got in that exercise. Okay, then we have the effective features. Sorry, the the features of effective brand names. Okay, they generate repeat sales, and the best generator of repeat sales is, of course, a satisfied customer, someone who really loves the product and the brand, buys again and again and again. And obviously, good branding helps customers determine or identify which products they want to buy again and again and again. And obviously, also the ones that they don't want to ever buy again. Are there any products that you've bought that you will never ever buy again? Or food that you've eaten at a specific restaurant, a restaurant that you've gone to which you will never ever go to again? Maybe a chocolate that you tried or a sweet that you tried which you don't like at all? Okay, so brand loyalty, that's the definition in a way of brand loyalty. It's consistent preference. People consistently prefer one brand over all of the others for various reasons. And it's a brand that they love in a way, and that's why we've got a heart over there. So in some product categories, like often impulse products like cigarettes and toothpaste and coffee, there's high brand loyalty. People buy the same product all the time because that's things that they buy often. Sorry, not just impulse products, but also staples, all convenience products. Okay, once consumers are convinced that this is the best quality for them, they usually stick with it. And if you want them to change to your brand, it's going to take a lot of money and effort with advertising and sales promotions and so on and so forth. Okay, so branding also facilitates sales, especially with new products, as I've mentioned. When introducing new products, it's valuable to use the same product name. So, as you all know, Coca-Cola is a well-known brand, and so it was easy for them to release Diet Coke and eventually Coke Zero because it already had the Coke name, and people are already familiar with the Coke brand, and they trust the Coke brand and the quality of the Coke brand. So, it's easy to release those products, as I've said.